Hello, Saltines. How you guys doing today? I'm going to put this up here a little bit so I'm not so hunched over. My husband tells me I'm getting like a little hunchback in the back. Great. Just great. Throw that in the ring with everything else that needs to be done to my face and my body. Hello, welcome. My name's Audrey. This is my YouTube channel. I am a psychic medium. I know. Some people don't want to hear it. Some people don't believe in it. Some people think I'm evil. Whatever. You have your own opinions. There's other YouTube channels to watch, isn't there? Today I'm going to be super extra bitchy, salty. I might even be a bit of an asshole today because this is something I do not tolerate, and that is child abuse, child neglect. It's a lot. It's a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about it all. I'm already upset. I'm already upset about this. Before we get started, though, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It's just right down. I think it's on the side down there. It doesn't cost anything. I don't track you. I don't know you unless you introduce yourself through comments. It's free. You can unsubscribe at any time if you change your mind. Just give it a try. Give it a try. You know you want to. You've come to watch some of my videos. Just do the subscribing at this point, please. Just do that. Also, like the video. That helps me know which videos to kind of gear to and turn to and move towards, if you will. I'm not an attorney. I am not a therapist. There's a lot of things I'm not. But I'll tell you what I am. I am a mother. I am a psychic. Those are two facts. Facts. A lot of times I'll say my channel is not fact-based because I can't back up my discussions with facts. I'm a psychic. It's in here. It comes out of here, it goes out into the world. You guys are like, oh, yeah, that's right. She said that. She did say that was going to happen. Okay, she's right. That's just how it works. I take no offense if you don't believe me at first. I don't take offense to that. It's crazy. If I didn't have this ability, I would not believe in psychic mediums. I just wouldn't. It's crazy. It's a weird thing to think about. Oh gosh, my legs are sticky to the chairs. Okay, I have a second cup of coffee. I have water. I think I'm ready. Okay, I got so upset already about this. I had to do my asthma inhaler because I don't know how I'm going to get through this video, to be honest. Like, I'm already ready to cry. I'm already ready to cry, and I am going to let these women have it. I'm going to give it to them today. What am I so upset about? What's happening? What are you talking about, Audrey? Well, I'll tell you. Starts with a YouTuber named Ruby Frankie. Skinny little white woman. Bleach blonde hair. Religious. Part of the Mormon cult. LDS. It's a cult. It's a cult, you guys. Oh, God. YouTuber, Ruby Frankie. 6 kids. Had a husband. We don't know what the hell happened to him. Where'd he go? He disappeared. He's alive, though. He's alive. He has his own attorney already, apparently. Okay, so Ruby Frankie has got a YouTube channel to over 2 million subscribers. Good for you. That's great. You know, it's hard to get a successful YouTube channel. And the fact that she got over 2 million subscribers, that's a lot. What does it say? Well, she does things or says things or talks about things that other people want to be involved in. Well, now that's concerning considered what she's been arrested for. But she has a friend named Jody Hildebrandt. Another white lady, also has blonde hair, also in the church. And it looks like Jody has made some appearances on the YouTube channel, but Jody's, I guess, main gig is a therapist. I think she has a PhD. Am I wrong about that? She's a licensed therapist. How awful that is. Marriage therapist, sex therapist. Religion really likes to stick it to people about sex. They do. It's a form of control, if you're not aware. It's awful. But what I have to say is even more awful than that. These two women were each arrested for child abuse, felony child abuse, because regular child abuse isn't enough. Now they get it with the felony. I'm sorry. There should only be one child abuse, and that would be felony, because child abuse is a criminal act. No matter how small you think the abuse is. I'm first to tell you, when I was a Christian, I was at a church. I need to give you this background on myself, okay? Because it's going to explain to you kind of why I'm at where I'm at. I wasn't Christian. I became a Christian in Santa Cruz. I attended Santa Cruz Bible. I had a horrible marriage. My husband was beating me up. He was getting arrested every other day. And I needed support. I didn't have anybody. So, yeah, I turned to the church. I was 28 years old or so. I was like 25 when I became Christian. But I got really involved in the church. I worked in the office. I volunteered in the office. I've always been that kind of person, spending time volunteering. I believe volunteering is very important for your community. And I did that. I met some nice women. But we could have Benjamin, my son, on about this part, because he was the receiver of the wooden spoon and the soap in the mouth. And that was really encouraged from the church, to discipline your kids with a wooden spoon. And, it can be X amount of length. Like there's all these rules and very specific ways to follow the church's direction in child development and discipline. So, of course, I feel awful doing that to poor little Benny. And I love Benny. Benny's my chosen child, Benjamin. It's awful. It's horrible. I hate that I did that. I hate it, but I can't take it back. And I don't make excuses for it. Yes, it was the church's recommendation on how to handle kids, because they have these classes you can take as a church member. And here's how we want you to raise your children. It's just bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Okay? No one is going to tell me how to discipline or raise my children. And it's not that, yes, they're my children, but no one owns the children. Nobody owns children. Okay? You need to hear that. Yes, you gave birth to them, or you adopted them, or you, what I was going to say, sperm, you donated your sperm. That sounds derogatory towards men. Whatever. You know what I'm saying. But we don't own children. And my therapist says that I'm so passionate about this situation because of how I feel I was raised as a child and not felt heard. No one ever, I didn't feel anyone heard me. No one wanted to hear my voice, and all of that. And then I end up working in education where I had many years to influence, support, and love children who were not mine, but they were mine from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday, some weekends. My babies at school. So these two women, Ruby, the YouTuber, is an influencer. We've seen that a million times. Someone like me comes on YouTube. Oh, this is the makeup I wear. Or here's this what I use. Here's what I use to do my cuticles. Here's what I do for my toothache. I recommend this. I recommend that. Your child's acting up. I'm going to recommend you do this. All right. Well, that sounds okay. Sounds all right. Until you go deeper and find out what the hell this woman, actually women, were doing to these particular kids. What do you mean this other woman was doing something to these kids? Yeah, she was. She was abusing them, allegedly. I can tell a lot by photographs, certainly by watching video movements, the changes in someone's eyes and stuff. That's how I read energy. But I can tell a lot just by photos. And I'll tell you what, I didn't like either of these ladies as soon as I saw their, can I say ugly? Faces. I'm going to be a bitch today. I'm a bitch, okay? I don't care. It's my channel. You don't like cussing, you don't like judgment, you're going to get both today. I'm trying so hard to stay calm, you guys. So we have this lady, Ruby, with the YouTube channel. Where have the cops been this entire time? What's going on with all the suspicion and inquiries to Ruby's children being abused? She's got them on YouTube. A lot of people have said, look, I'm concerned about this lady. Here's what she's doing. Here's how she's handling her kids. And the husband was in the videos, apparently. I've only seen a couple pictures of him. I've not seen him in a video or anything. This woman, I should say women, because, sorry, I know I'm kind of all over, but my mind is spinning. This Jody Hillbrandt woman is sort of a mentor with Ruby, helping Ruby discipline her kids, making suggestions. What does the church say? How, what works best? What doesn't work? Mm, 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 mm. So it's really both of these women. A child should never lose privilege of dinner as a form of punishment. Dinner and breakfast and lunch is not a privilege. It's a bare necessity. Audrey, they're not going to die if they miss one dinner. You don't ever, ever, ever withhold food as a punishment. You can redirect a child. Maybe a child needs to have better eating habits. And then you could say something to the effect of, well, okay, we're having meatloaf mashed potatoes and you don't want the string beans tonight. How about peas? Can we do peas? Or, okay, tonight I'll let you have the French fries this one time, but you don't have to eat the mashed potatoes. There needs to be a conversation. There needs to be a conversation. Kids are people too, and they have fucking rights. They have a voice. You are not, you don't own them. You don't own their soul. They have things to say. Kids have things to say. You need to listen. Being a parent is hard, hard work. It's not easy. Withholding food from someone is such a severe punishment that could easily damage someone their entire life. There's a lot I could say right now about some people I know and things that were withheld from them and how they are now, how they're struggling now, how the eating disorders are going now. Okay. Food is never used as a form of control or to use as a weapon. So we have this 12-year-old boy of Ruby's, and he is at Jody's house. He escapes. Yes, I said escape. He escapes out of Judy's house from the binds of duct tape around his wrists and his ankles. And these areas are so severe. The tape, clearly tape has been on long term. There's sores on this child. This is the 12-year-old boy. He escapes. He goes down a couple houses. This Jody's house looks amazing. It's a very cool house. It really blends in with the environment there. I think they're in Utah, I believe. He goes a couple houses down barefoot. You know, it looks like these people each have, there's a good separation. I would say maybe each person's like on 2 acres or something, just to give you an idea of the sparseness and space between the different homes. So this kid goes to the neighbor's house, knocks on the door, and this older gentleman answers the door. He's asking for help. He's asking for the police. He's asking for food and water. This just makes me think back to school, the school I worked at for so long, preschool through middle school. There are certain laws, regulations for the safety of children. Water is number one. Did you know if your power is out or whatever the situation is that's got the water turned off in the school, you have to send your kids home. You have to close the school, send the kids home because there's no water. Even if all the kids have their own water bottle and we have bottled water, the kids can't stay. So this little boy says, call the police. Can you help me? And I don't know if you've heard the 911 footage. It's a good 10 minutes. It's hard to listen to. The gentleman even starts crying at one point because he's so disturbed at what he's witnessing. And this guy's going to be scarred. I'm sure this guy's having nightmares. This guy's probably going to need therapy after this. It's hard to see someone being abused. We don't see it, do we? Because people hide it. We see kids overseas being neglected and starved to death, but to us, it's like, well, they don't really exist because they're not in our country. And it's, they're really far away. I'll send $20, whatever. No, this stuff happens in the name of Jesus. Once again, in the name of Jesus. Really? You think God of the universe, the entity that created creation, is okay with you starving your kids to the point where they're malnourished? They look like the Nazis got a hold of them? It's that bad. So let me just ask you. Is that what you're saying? Religious people? Jesus Christ is telling you through the Bible and whatever this John Doe book from Mormons, that's in the Book of Mormon. Well, then you can fuck your religion. Number one. Number two, it doesn't say that. Get your facts straight. I've read the Bible. So this boy gets picked up, and he's telling the older man that it was his fault, and that's why he got punished by having being tied up, basically being a prisoner. He's a prisoner. It's like a prisoner of war, and he's saying it's his fault, so as to probably not get in trouble. Do you know the mind fuck of that? Do you know the consequences of what that's going to do to this kid? It already has done. He's not going to recover from this. This is going to be a lifetime sentence. Him and his other siblings. There was allegedly his 10-year-old sister at this house where he was being held, also being tortured. That's really what it is. It's torture. It's neglect. It's a lot of things. Now, there was an issue with one of Ruby's kids not remembering to take their lunch. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't happen to anyone. So you're telling me, in the name of LDS, if your child forgets to take their lunch, maybe the first time, maybe the 10th time, they can just go without lunch at school? Nope. I had this all the time at school. Kids forget their lunch all the time at school. Every day. Every day. I had 500 students, and typically we had a catering service come in. So, it was a private school, so we had a different setup than a public school, but we had a catering service come in, and they always allotted for extra lunches. Sometimes there would only be a couple lunches. Sometimes there would be 12 lunches extra, depending on what was being served that day. If it's pizza, you can kind of cut those slices of pizza kind of in half for maybe a kindergarten student who forgot their lunch or whatever. I will tell you what. What is a responsible way to handle a child not having their lunch at school? Well, you just ask the child. First of all, the kids come in the office, they're scared. They're hungry, they don't know what to do. They're terrified. Miss Audrey forgot my lunch again. Oh my, either my parents going to be mad or my nanny's going to be mad. Sometimes they would say that, or um, whatever they were saying, it's okay. Let's get you a lunch, okay? Let's call mom or dad or nanny, whoever, doesn't matter, grandma, whatever the protocol for that particular child is. Everyone has their own different family style, whatever. So you make a couple phone calls, leave message. Hey, can you call me back? Johnny forgot his lunch. If you can get here within 5 or 10 minutes with the lunch, that would be good. Otherwise, we'll find something for him to eat. So you let the kid hang out in the office for 5 or 10 minutes. It's a school. There's always food around. How do you think we get so fat at school? I weighed 125 pounds when I started at school. There's always food at a school. Let me make you some popcorn. I'll give you a little cup of popcorn. How's that? We have some cheese and crackers. Would you like some of that while you wait for your lunch? Let's go ask Miss Nazarene. Let's go walk together and see what Miss Nazarene has today. Maybe she has extra. That was the woman who would serve the kids lunch at school, at my school. What's going on? Don't you ever, ever, ever make a child, this includes teenage year, don't make a child feel bad for forgetting their lunch. What is wrong with you? What is wrong? No. And for those habitual kids who forgot their lunch all the time, sometimes over the years we would find out later, well, they just like coming to see you in the office. They just like coming to spend time with you because you have stickers and you have this and that, and they just want to see you. Hilarious. I love it. I love it. What an opportunity. I'm going to cry. What an opportunity. I get to love this kid. And this kid loves spending time with me, coming just to see me in the office. What, for maybe a pencil? I'll give you a pencil. That's okay. Don't you realize the value of humanity, of children, of people? But for those habitual kids, Janet and I both, okay, so we asked the child, who makes your lunch in the morning? Depending on the age of the child, this varies per family, the age of the child. I knew every one of those kids' names. I knew the parents. You have to. When you're in charge of 500 children, you better know your job. Okay? I loved it. Every second of it. Every second. Oh, so mommy makes your lunch in the morning? Huh. Okay. Well, can you maybe write a note, again, depending on the age of the child? Can you put a little post-it note by your door when you leave in the morning, or maybe in the car? Can you put a note, ask mommy if she packed lunch? For an older child, maybe you can ask mom if you can make your own lunch. Yeah, because you're so big now. You're a big kid. You're in first grade, second grade, whatever the age is. Ask if you can help because mommy's busy, daddy's busy, whatever. Encourage the kid to be more responsible and helpful with the family. We don't put guilt on anybody here for forgetting the lunch. Yes, mornings are crazy. Mornings are chaotic in a household with children and parents going to work. just how it goes. It's chaotic. How many times would Janet and I give the kids our own lunch? Again, depending what it was. Janet and I usually only had salad for lunch that we would bring from home. Kids don't care for that very much, but whatever. If we had something extra, we always found food for the kids. Always. There's always fresh fruit, fresh veg. Let me chop up this for you. Just have a little snack while we're waiting. Or like I said, let's go to the catering area and see what we can get for you. Is there someone absent today from room 12? Did they order a hot lunch for themselves? Then that lunch is going to come to school and be extra. Go ahead and let you have that lunch. Okay, does that sound good? They're human beings. Children aren't animals. Children are not peons. They have just as many, possibly more rights than you and I, because they need protection. So we have kids without food here in the Ruby Frankie household and the Jody Hildebrandt household. I'm just looking at my notes. Apparently, one of the kids, I think it was a boy, had to sleep in a beanbag for 6 months because he wasn't maintaining his room well. So he was made to sleep on a beanbag for 6 months. Not the worst thing that could happen. It's definitely not the worst thing that did happen to this kid. But is that reasonable? What message are you sending to your child that because you can't keep your room clean, you don't get to have your bed? You got to sleep on a beanbag. Where's the message in that? Where's the parenting in that? Where's the parenting involvement in that? You're basically saying, F you to your kid, you can just sleep out there, wherever the beanbag is. I don't even know where the beanbag is. What is wrong with you? My kids are still filthy. They're not filthy, but they're very unorganized. It did get on my nerves with the kids being little sloppy piggies. Pick up your dishes. Yeah, I get irritated sometimes. Pick up your dishes. Why is it so hard? Here, I'll buy you a tray. I bought Benjamin a tray. Here, put all your dirties. And he was like 20. Here's a tray. Put all your dirty dishes on here, okay? And then bring it into the kitchen, whatever. You got to try a multitude of things sometimes, depending on the person. But when we're talking little kids, no. Obviously, Ruby doesn't know how to parent. That's my opinion. So what do we do? What do we do with Ruby? Is this religious exemption? Does she get to say, hey, that's my religion? I'm allowed to do whatever I want. And it says so in the Bible, or whoever that leader of the LDS was. I don't care. I don't even want to know his name. John something, right? Is it in his book? There are so many things fundamentally wrong with this attitude. And thank God. You love God? Well, let's thank God. Let's thank the God of the universe for the man, the neighbor who called 911. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a modern day miracle. Audrey, he's just an old man. He was just the neighbor. Anyone would have called 911 for that kid. Well, that's not true. That's simply not true. That's not true at all. A lot of people don't want to be involved. They'd say, sorry, I don't know you. Sorry. Talk to your parents or something. And the love and concern this man had in his voice. I mean, he is a modern day miracle. He is, I'm getting the chills right now. You want to see God? You want to see God working on this planet? Look into the eyes of this man. I'm just saying, that's where you're going to see goodness in people and situations like that. I have my other monitor over here, so I'm going to look over here for a second. I was on another YouTube channel and I saw a couple comments that I wanted to mention. This was by someone named Elizabeth. She says, Jody has been recommended by the church and has done this to other families, even her own niece. She is considered a professional therapist. Well, bitch, guess what? No more. No more therapy for you. Jennifer Downhauer says, I had a student with that last name. Jennifer says, Jody was a licensed therapist, but got in trouble because of ethics violations when she told the church leaders confidential stuff about a patient. No. I advise against any sort of group or institution telling you how to raise your family, telling you the kind of parent you should be based on what? Another man's ideology? His views on religion? Audrey, not all religious people are like that. That's really bad of you to say, talk like that against religion. That's fine. You can say that. I don't take offense to it. I know I'm being offensive right now. I know that. That's my right. I have a voice. I'm using it. I'm anti-religion. This is a prime example of why. I grew up between two different cults. That's a fact. That is not harassment. That is not defamatory. It's a fact. And my kids really helped me see the light when they were much younger. They're like, I don't want to go there anymore. I don't want to be a part. Yeah, it was fun when I was little kids because I had friends at the church, these church classes and stuff that we would go to. And Tuesday night was church dinner night, and then adults go to one class and then the kids go to a different class. And yeah, I met people, I had fun and all that. But really, when listening to my children explain to me their point of view on why parents shouldn't force religion on kids, I listened, of course, and it wasn't like instantly like, oh, okay. No, I have my own thoughts and opinions, and I really had to dig deep to see how I felt about that. It's like, well, Audrey, you're the adult. You know what's best for kids. Well, I think I know what was best for my kids, but religion is personal. It's personal. And my kids are absolutely right. No one should decide for anyone else what religion you are. That's the same thing with politics. Those kind of go hand in hand. So now we have these two women held without bond, no bail. They can't bail out. Are they a flight risk? I don't know. I don't. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Are you going to go hang out with Brian Laundrie on the island? Where are these women going to run off to? I don't care. I mean, they're not going to get out of jail. They're not. This is not good for them. And as far as, well, Audrey, what are your thoughts as being a psychic medium? I'll tell you what my thoughts and feelings and emotions are about these kids. I'm hurting. I'm suffering with them. I feel it. That's why I'm so passionate about this. I can feel what they're going through. That's why I don't talk about certain cases anymore. I can't handle it. It hurts. It's awful. It's abuse. It's torture. It's neglect. I remember going to my dad's church when I was little. I'll tell you more about that later. But my brother and I used to go, but we were made to mostly lay down at my dad's feet. My brother and I weren't a part of the church per se because of my mother's religious affiliations. So I felt the whole time I was at my dad's church laying at his feet, I felt like I was blacklisted. I felt like I didn't matter. I felt like I was bad. And I forgot why I was going that direction. But now I'm in this freaking church. I can still see it and hear it. And just one time, I'm just going to tell you this. This is kind of funny. If you've made it this far in the video, you get a little humor. Okay. So, we were leaving church, me and my dad and my brother. I don't know if my brother remembers this, probably not, but, and my dad, he loved being there. He loved all his friends there and everything. It's a community. Okay. Well, we were leaving and this woman, she seemed tall to me, but I don't know. I was very young. I was probably 5 or 6. And she's like, well, hello. It's so nice to meet you. Welcome. And I said something to the effect of, my mommy doesn't like you. She says you're a holy roller. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know. I did that kind of thing a lot. A lot by accident. I didn't know. I didn't know what I was saying. I was just repeating what my mom said to me. The holy rollers, churchy people, the kind of people that come to your front door. We call those holy rollers. I don't know what you call them, but yeah, I said that to that lady's face. Mic drop, bitch. Oh my gosh. So we'll keep track with these women to see what's going to happen with them. I think they better get comfortable where they're at. Yeah, not looking good. Not looking good at all for these people. And it's their own fault. It's their own fault. All I can say is I send good energy, love, compassion for these children and all the other ones who are still out there being treated this way. There's more of them. Where's the FBI when you need them? Where is the FBI? I think the FBI is in trouble, I heard actually, but we'll keep an eye on that situation. Thanks for your tolerance and patience with me today as I vent my anger and disgust of these women. And I appreciate you. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't. But if you made it to the end of the video, come on, you guys. So close to 1,000 subscribers. Like the video and share the video as well. Okay, you guys, thanks so much. I'll see you soon. All right, take care, Saltines. Ciao.